Hi, from the first assignment for um, 144, we were asked to identify three different uses for creating database and its many advantages. I have identified one of the most important out of the three is because to make my work easier as I am working for print media, there are a lot of things that we receive as perks of our jobs. But it's also important to to take note of where these gifts are coming from, so that we can actually thank the right person for the right item that we just received. So for this project, I decided to create a database, and I decided to name it Corporate Communications. So when we create a database, this is how it's going to look like using MySQL. The syntax or the command available for creating a database is just create space. There's this space right here, space database, and then space the database name, corporate communications. And that's going to give us our database. For us to be able to populate the database with a table, we need to create another one, which is a table. And I renamed it, I named it gifts, because this is what I am going to be creating, a database for the gifts that I have been receiving. For this one, I have identified that there should be different items under the table. Entry ID, brand, for which the gift came from, brand segment, either lifestyle, fashion, architecture, things like that. Government, it's really important to identify the segment. Brand address, of course, where we are going to send the thank you note or whatever it is. And the person heading the brand or marketing, the name, and then the manager, the number of the manager, and the email address of the manager should also be included in this table. Also, a lot of different companies that we are working with would have their own PR companies. So it's also better to identify all of them here, including their number and their email. And then of course, the gift that I received, small identification, a description, and then if we've replied or if we've sent out acknowledgement for the gift. Now, when we create an entry to the table, an entry into the table, the most the command that we are going to use is insert into. Of course, that's we insert the new entry into the table, which is called gifts, and then what we do is we identify all of them, like you say the column one. Oh no, we let's change it. Let's change it to brand, um, brand segment, brand address. Be very careful with how you use the characters, because it might return errors. So you see the idea behind it. Of course, all of them, all of the columns that we have identified. And then we are going to put the values of all of these, of each of the columns that we've identified from the first line. So say we've received something from L'Oreal, and the brand segment is beauty. Segment address, let's say Ortigas. And then the brand marketing manager now, let's say Carlene De Jos. And of course, all of these would be characters, so we need to put in here, we need to enclose them in a single quotation. Let's say Ortigas Corp Tower, like that. Carlene de Dios. and so on and so forth. This is how we are going to be inserting entries into the table. Now, if we would like to update the entries, then we are just going to say update gifts. For instance, I've already replied. So update gifts, and then we set um, column, the last column is going to be the if we've replied or not. So let's say column column 14 or 13. It's column 13. Set replied with yes. Then say we sent it to L'Oreal where brand equals to where brand replied equals to L'Oreal. Like that. So when we delete entries, it would have to be delete from gifts, say where entry ID equals 4, something like that. Or if we've already, or if there's any false entries that we've identified where, say, PR company equals band prom. Of course, this also has to be inside that, like that. Okay. It would also be nice to be able to know how to search for items in the entire database if ever that they're going to be really, really populated. So you can actually go select all from gifts where maybe replied equals no. Replied equals no. And this is the only time, because this is the one that I would like to know if we've already sent out notification to them. So that's it. Thank you. Oh, just to show you, this is the relationship for the items that we have there. This is everything that we have on the table and how they are interconnected. Thank you.